All right, DD India's Dibyendu Mondal joins us for more on this story. Hi, Dibyendu. The US government shutdown is on track to become the longest on record. Tell us what's the latest on efforts in Washington to break the deadlock.
Well, Abhishek, of course, it's one of the longest US government shutdown that has been recorded in the recent times. And, efforts are underway to bring the deadlock to an end. What we understand from the efforts that are currently underway in the United States is, of course, to have a negotiation with all the related parties, and therefore, we have also seen some of the senators putting out statements as to what kind of negotiations are currently underway to bring the deadlock to an end. And it seems that the haul would be a little longer than what is expected to be. It is expected that by the end of this month there could be an end that could be seen in the coming time to see the deadlock, that is to lift the deadlock, in fact, in the US government shutdown to be lifted. So therefore, as we speak as well, the efforts are underway to bring the deadlock to an end with both the senators as well as both the political parties trying to work together to bring the deadlock to an end.
Also, Dibyendu, the White House has announced partial food aid payments. The USDA says it will issue only 50% of November's SNAP benefits. What kind of impact could this have on low-income families across the country?
Well, of course, if this continues, then the low-income families in the United States could face rising inflation, rising cost of food, as well as there'll be no money for them to afford something as basic as food. So therefore, as I said, the efforts are underway to end, because it's one of the longest shutdown, US government shutdown in the recent times. And therefore, if even something as basic as food is not being able to be taken into account for the low-income families in the United States, this could spell problems for the US administration as well as bring in more pressure to the senators and the US Congress to find a solution to end this deadlock.
All right, Dibyendu, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs on that story.